Back in the late 90s, this is Bible Bell. Tattoo shops were under the adult entertainment section in Texas. And then with tattooing growing exponentially, I mean, it hit like a bomb, early 2000 and took off. And everybody's got tattoos now. It used to be taboo before, especially in this town or anywhere in the South. It's not taboo like in the late 90s. When I started this, and this was about the late 90s, I walk into Walmart and people were like, freaking out, whether they think I'm evil or it's like, how can you go through all that pain? But now I'm just part of the crowd now.
We sell cool for a living, you gotta look cool. All the tattooers I worked with, they were like the coolest people on the planet. I'm like, yeah, I want to do that, And all those dudes had bodysuits. Their whole bodies are done. It's like, well, damn, I want to do that. You got to look cool.
I was into the counterculture, I guess. Starting out in high school, I was a mall goth metalhead, so it was already kind of going that way in general. That was the height of all the tattoo shows. Just what drew it to me is I like the art.
In general, a lot has changed since I started. So, we used to have flash all over the wall, and people just come in and kind of pick and choose off the flash wall and change little minor things and kind of go from there. Now it's more, the internet is the biggest factor in all of it. Pinterest, Google, all that. Everybody sees all these different ideas. There's so much more of a stream of information coming to people that they can kind of adjust their preference to what they want. And now they can come into a tattoo shop and we can adjust different ideas and different strengths to what they want.
And instead of 2 or 3 different styles, like old school, new school, I mean, there's so many styles, watercolors, sketch style. I mean, it's increased because of technology. I'm used to drawing on paper, drawing the design, doing by hand. Now with technology, we have equipment that helps us do it even further and faster.
It's acceptance, it's creativity. I think tattoos can be for everybody. People get them when they're happy, when they're sad, when they've lost someone. So, I mean, really it can be everything and anything. I think it's a wonderful thing because then that means there's less people that look down on tattoos when a majority of the population has at least one. And, it's not just tattoos on, like imagery tattoos on skin. People are getting cosmetic tattooing. They're getting all kinds of varieties of the same art. So it's definitely becoming more accepted.
Being heavily tattooed, you definitely get the stares, especially older people, older towns. When we'd come here and before we were married with a kid, we'd go to bars and stuff, and you wouldn't see too many people that were tattooed really at all, 1 or 2. But over the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years, anywhere you go, you see, I feel like every kid with a trust fund has a sleeve now,
I really get tattoos, majority for the aesthetic, but again, it's also to express myself and show what I like, because like my back piece, anime, most people don't watch anime, but if I meet someone who's like sees it and they're like, oh wait, you like that too, it's a great way for us to bond over something that's random. I enjoy the look. I if I get a new one, I sit there and stare at it for hours. But I also make sure not to, get something I'm just going to hate looking at in a month. So, like, every tattoo I do have, I thoroughly still enjoy them. And I like how it looks on my arm or body, anywhere. Again, it's my choice. It's what I want to do. If you have a problem with it, that's completely fine. Don't get one.
If a tattoo looks good enough for me to put it on, which I am very picky, I'll create a reason for it. I'll create a meaning for the tattoo, but the reason of getting the tattoo is majority aesthetics. I like the way it looks on my body. Like all other forms of art, it is meant to be catered, it is meant to be documented, it is meant to be idolized, it is meant to be focused on. I see tattoos as an art just as much as I see it as an expression.
So everybody has these individual things based off of their small tattoos or these big tattoos that everybody might look at them and just think that they're minor or they're something, but they have some sort of meaning. And some people just get them to get the art. They love it. So it's always a conversation starter. And tattoos are just an expression of maybe one thing that they got going on in their head that they wanted to put on their skin, symbolize something.
I definitely like connecting with my clients. I have a lot of clients that come in and do memorial pieces. So getting to sit there with someone who's mourning the loss of a loved one and we're doing this tattoo to represent them, I like being a part of that story and getting to be a part of their life for that short time. And it just feels so significant. Like this isn't just any other job where, you check somebody out and you send them on their way. You're a part of them for the rest of their life in that moment. And I think that's really cool.
So this tattoo right here, the sword and the shield, it's for my dad. My dad passed away when I was freshman year of high school. So I've always wanted to get something dedicated for him. When I decided to get the tattoo for him, I always thought something fantasy-esque. And so the sword and shield came to mind. The sword's basically to protect you. It's your shield, your guardian. I always felt like it was the perfect fit for my perception of my dad.
As I was getting tattoos, I realized that this is therapy for a lot of people. It's a tattoo, something you get when you're sad. It's something you get when you're happy. Like sometimes it's nice to just stop for a minute and have a conversation with somebody and do something for yourself. So I think tattoos can be a lot of different things for a lot of different people. That's something I love about tattoos, in that I can feel good finishing this piece of art, but now it has the potential to travel everywhere. Whereas whenever I was doing fine art in galleries, that piece of art is hanging on that wall for a very small group of people to see.
I got tattoos all over the world now. And I have some people that are, have moved on to other bases, but they've came back. Having my stuff all over the world is cool.
Well, I'm not a famous artist, but I've done work on people. Had some friends from Florida that come down, get work every so often, and they get compliments. And what amazes me is they knew they didn't get the tattoo work down there. A lot of times you got a lot of shops that are sketchy, and when they see my work and I hear about it, I mean, it's awesome feeling,
You could say I feel more connected. I feel like it's easier to bring up the topic because somebody will probably bring it up first, like, hey, I like your tattoo. Is that Hunter x Hunter or is that Naruto? And I'm like, yeah, da-da, and then we start having a conversation, So yeah, in a sense, I am able to connect with people with anime, people that like anime, people that love anime or watch it or just know a little bit about it. It's easier to connect with those people. And it's also easier to connect with people that don't know what it is as well.
This is who I am. I love nerd things. I'm a gamer. I'm so passionate about those things. I'm willing to put something on my body forever for it. For my first one, I was like, well, it's definitely going to be something nerdy, but I'm never going to forget sitting on that table and feeling the needle for the first time, and just kind of taking it all in. The pain wasn't really that much of a thing. It's just something I'd never forget.
I remember this old timer told me that we have the coolest job in the world, and And me and my friends were like, no way, man, rock stars. And he's like, fuck that. Who do they come to look cool? Us. And I always thought that was the coolest. And that stayed with me for a long time. It's like even rock stars want our jobs.
So other than it being an expression of like your creativity or whatever, it's just like a daily celebration of this is a mark that I've made on myself and this is what I'm going to carry with me through life.
People feel happier once they have that picture on them, that expression, you know. I mean, these people can talk all day until they're blue in the face, but once they get a picture to words, it actually expresses them more. They don't have to say anything. Yeah, I think it's the most awesome thing.
Put your expression, put your individualism on it. You know, show people what you want you to show people, and make it you.
Who the hell am I to say what's cool for you? If a lady comes in here and wants an infinity symbol, and that's her only tattoo, she's willing to pay me hundreds of dollars to do this infinity symbol that's going to be on her forever. To her, that's the coolest tattoo ever. So yeah, I'll do it, and I'm going to do my best, you know?
Tattoos are the beginning of something new.
Expression of oneself.
Being able to express yourself and have fun with it.
It's acceptance, it's creativity.
Art, freedom of expression.
Is a world of endless possibilities.
It's an expression, one way or the other, for me and for the person.
Art affects people.
Like it's all I think about, you know? It's all I want to do.
Tattoo culture is more than meets the eye.